Welcome back to the Toronto Blue Jays simulation. I'm JayBlue at Jays From Away on Twitter. Thanks to GM Games for hosting us, and we're now continuing our off season. It's actually still the first day of the off season, but we've gone through and made offers to potential minor league staff. So that's what we've done already. I did that off screen because, I mean, it's pretty boring going through all of the potentially available staff to find anyone who wanted to work at the level that we were doing and trying to get the best possible guys. So as we simulate and move forward in our simulation here, we're definitely going to see some of these responses to the offers coming through. And I also did off-screen voting for the MVP and all the awards. I didn't do complete awards, mainly because I don't care too much. I wanted to make sure our guys got votes, so I had Vladdy Guerrero as #1 for AL MVP, and he was actually fairly high in WAR. And Ken Giles I also voted for, and Nate Pearson for Rookie of the Year, Ken Giles for Reliever of the Year. So we're going to start our sim here. We're going to sim until, I guess, we receive messages. We have here Connor Fisk. We've offered him an extension, minor league extension. He's going to test free agency, and that is the one message we got. We're going to the next day, and we have re-signed Patrick Kivlehan, James Dykstra. So we're going to see these, minor league free agents and responses to our minor league staff offers come in. So that's why we're going to stay here on this screen. So we did re-sign Ruben Tejada. We re-signed Joe Panic. He's got the deal that we offered him. We can see here contract. Here he has a 2-year deal, a team option of $250,000. So we're guaranteeing him $3 million for at least 1 year. So not a bad deal to get Joe Panic back. We've gotten Dana Lavangi. We offered him the role as a pitching coach for the DSL team. So we've got a DSL pitching coach and Steve Wojciechowski. He is a manager. He's going to manage the Vancouver Canadians. And we continue with Wilmer Font re-upping his deal. His extension is going to be $1.6 million for 1 year. That was just an avoiding arbitration contract. All right. And here we have a whole bunch of updates here. Forrest Wall re-signed. Andy Burns, he wants a major league contract, so I think we may have to let him go to the free agency route. He wants a major league contract. I'm definitely not going to give it. I brought back former Blue Jays coach Brian Butterfield to be our bench coach in Toronto. So that position was open. It's nice to see Butters back with the Blue Jays. We've got Kevin Higgins, hitting coach Rob Maurer, Carlos I. Gonzalez, Craig Albernaz, Clay Rapata, and Delwin Young, not Delman Young, joining the organization. So it's good to see that these guys are agreeing to contracts. All right, and the next step is here. We have Tim Meza does not want a minor league deal, so we may have to offer him a major league contract. What's he asking for? He's looking for $900,000. I mean, I would drop that down to $750,000. And maybe $650,000, $695,000. We'll see what he says. He's okay with that, so I'm just going to submit that. All right, and we get Jeff Facero and Scott Erickson into the organization. The Gold Gloves, or the Great Gloves as they call them here, the Gold Gloves have been announced. Let's see if any Blue Jays have made their case. And the answer is no, we don't have any Blue Jay Gold Glove winners. In the National League, Mike Leake, Buster Posey, Muncy, Wong, Arenado, Rojas, Peterson, Bader, and Betts. That's really nice. So this is award season. We're going to have an award coming every day. And we have a first award, a silver achievement here for, I guess it's going to be Ken Giles, earning the Reliever of the Year award. He had 15 first place votes, 118 total points. Probably good I voted for him. And we also got a manager, Sal Fasano, joining the club, and Yoel Hernandez. Best reliever was Kirby Yates in the National League. All right, today we're going to have the Platinum Stick Awards. And Wade Davis signed his contract, $5 million for 2 years. The way that breaks down is $10 million over 2 years, $5 million guaranteed, and we have a team option with a $2 million buyout. So $7 million guaranteed. That's still less than what we would have paid if we had exercised his option, with Colorado paying half his salary. We would have paid him $7.5 million. Now we've got him for possibly 2 years at $5 million each, but a minimum of $7 million if we exercise that option. And he was quite effective for the Blue Jays. And we've also got Paul Russo joining the organization to manage in the GCL. And here are the Platinum Stick winners. Any Blue Jays on this list? And the answer again is no. We had no Blue Jay Platinum Stick winners. Again, this is the Silver Sluggers. In the National League, Noah Syndergaard got the Platinum Stick as a pitcher. Josh Bell, some interesting names here. Mookie Betts in his first year with the Dodgers. And making the news, Wade Davis re-signing with Toronto. So that's a nice little, the Jays in the news. All right, we're going to go one more day. And we get Luzardo winning the Rookie of the Year. Nate Pearson was in 6th place. We were probably the only ones giving him that first place vote. Jesus Luzardo took the award, although I think Pearson had better stats overall. He probably didn't pitch as much. In the National League, we had Gavin Lux winning the Rookie of the Year. 23 home runs, 319 batting average over his rookie season. Not bad for him. All right, we got the Manager of the Year coming up tomorrow. And we also did sign Tim Meza, Joe Kerrigan, Luis Carlos Garcia, and Mark Grace. Mark Grace is going to be our hitting coach in Buffalo, so we bring in the former big leaguer for that. And the Outstanding American League Manager was Kevin Cash of the Tampa Bay Rays. Yeah, they won a ton of games. And Dave Roberts wins it in the National League. And now we've got the Cy Young Award coming up. We didn't really have any candidates for that. And the winner is Tyler Glasnow, who ran away with it, 28 first place votes. Blake Snell was number 2, but those Tampa Bay Rays finishing 1, 2, 3 in Cy Young voting. On the National League side, Noah Syndergaard, a unanimous winner here with 30 first place votes. Excellent season, 15-7, 2.69 ERA for Noah Syndergaard. And finally, we have the Most Valuable Player Award coming up, and the winner in the American League. And we do get Ken Giles signed, Joe Villatello signed, Ken Giles, 3-year contract, $11 million, and a team option with a $2 million buyout. So it's a $24 million guaranteed contract over possibly 3 years. So great to see Giles back. And the American League MVP was Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez with 56 home runs, 291 batting average, 390 OBP. Vladdy Guerrero finishes 4th. Now, the only first place vote he got was mine. Jose Ramirez wins the 2nd place, and Mike Trout was 3rd. And in the National League, it was Cody Bellinger, Nolan Arenado, Juan Soto, and Mookie Betts with a 4th place. Fairly close to 3rd. All right, we're finished the award season. We're going to go to, how far do we have to go till arbitration? The 20th. So we're going to finish today. Just keep going. We're going to get some more. I'm going to go to the home screen now. We still need a manager at DSL and a manager at Lansing. So I'm just going to take a look. Usually what happens with that, and usually we can see pending offers. We don't have any. Usually what happens with that is somebody refuses our contract. So I usually like to say sort by this. I mean, these guys are not going to manage in the minor leagues. I have tried. We usually, to get guys in Lansing, we have to go down to here. Now, what I'm looking for is relationships and development influence. I don't care too much about this. I like the easygoing guys. Like John Tamargo Jr., he's actually managed in Lansing before, and he's going to come back. So he's willing to come back, but that's a big salary. Let's try to find somebody a little less experienced who might not want as much money. JT, and again, he's not rated as well on that. So let's look at Scooter Tucker. He's only got 5 years experience, and he does want a lot of money though. Brian Schneider, average. That's not too bad. Yeah, he's going to sign for a little bit less. So I'm going to offer him a 2-year deal. I'm going to offer him a little bit more money per year. And we'll see if we can get him. Now we're going to have to go down. I want somebody who is Latin American, because we're looking for somebody for our Dominican Summer League. And I like Fidel Pena. We're going to offer him 2 years. He wants 2 years. I do want guys who are going to come in for more than 1 year, because it's a real pain in the you-know-what to have to go through this every season. So yeah, so I'm going to just do this. Taiwan Walker's an interesting name to me. I'm just going to take a look at what he did this year. Not very well, so I'm not going to try to trade for him. All right, we're going to finish today. And we have no mail. Finish today. Still no mail. So we're still waiting to hear back from the staff positions. And we want to check the pending offers. So we do have these pending offers, and they do favor them. And they're still not getting back to us. And we've received a personal message, and this is arbitration. So we won the arbitration case. We're getting Teoscar Hernandez at $750,000. He asked for almost $1.5 million, and so the arbitrator voted in favor of us. So that's outstanding. Now, I think we're still waiting on our potential personnel. Yeah, we're still waiting to hear from them. Free agency is going to open tomorrow. So here we go. Finish today. And now we are into free agency. And so we always get a whole bunch of these international free agents. And again, let's just take a look at the state of our club. I just want to take a look at our rosters and transactions, because we may have, and we don't. Okay, that's good. We may have had somebody on the, had to go on the 40-man, but that's why I think it was Tim Meza that I was worried about signing and having to put on the 40-man if we didn't have any room. We do have room, and Tim Meza's not here. I just want to just find him. He should be here in Buffalo. And there he is. He's still injured, so we don't have to worry too much about him. He is on the 40-man roster. 40-man roster, looking for Meza. And it's funny, he's not showing up here. Maybe, oh, there he is. Okay, so yeah, he's on the 40-man. All right, so before we wade into free agency, we just want to take a look at what we need. So we need starting pitchers. We're still going to try to trade Tanner Roark. And so we're probably going to see if we can get some depth first. I mean, Roark's going to be around. But we want to see if we can get some depth first. But we really need starters. We have like 4 guys here. Potentially 5 if Trent Thornton, Shun Yamaguchi, they both could start, although I do like Yamaguchi in the bullpen. We don't really have a lot of pitchers on the verge. If we look at the minor league, Thomas Pannone was not good in the major leagues last year. Sean Reed Foley was not good in the major leagues last year. Jacob Wagaspak was better than anyone else, but he didn't pitch much in the majors. TJ Zoik was not good in the majors last year. So none of these guys, Julian Merriweather was pitching much better in the bullpen, and he could be a relief candidate for the Blue Jays next season, but we have very little real, starting pitching depth. If we look down here in the minors, Patrick Murphy, he was okay, so he's going to move up to AAA, I think, but again, he's really, really borderline here, really, really fringy in what his potential is as a major league starter. So the Jays do not have a lot of starters. So we're looking for kind of bargain guys in starting pitchers, at least in the free agent market, and maybe one relief pitcher. But we kind of did blow our budget on Giles and Davis. If we look here at our budget for the season, we've got a $152 million budget, and we've got about $15 million left with $10 million cash. So we don't have a ton of money. In fact, it may be better to try to trade Rourke first. Now, on the offensive side, I would love to get a true center fielder. Again, we don't have a lot of depth in the minor leagues for center field, kind of at the major league level. He's, again, a very fringy guy. Josh Palacios, he's just been moved up to Buffalo. Again, not even a fringy guy. If we could get a center fielder, so we're going to be targeting either major league ready or near ready pitching prospects in trades, or outfield prospects who could step in, pretty much right away. That's our, real strategy for trading Tanner Roark right now. So first thing we're going to do, let's see what free agents are out there. Where were we here? We were at the international free agents. So there's always some interesting guys here in international free agents. Jerry Aguiar, not really that interesting. Toshiko Misawa, not really that interesting. Jordan Morales, again, not really that interesting. Koichi Shimabukuro. I wasted so much time trying to say that name. Not an interesting guy. Kazue Tsutsumi, possibly. I like the fact that he's a ground ball pitcher. He's, I'm just curious what he is asking for. He's asking for a sort of a two-way contract, minor league with major league option, and then he would get $850,000 if he's promoted. I like that. I'm going to offer that. I'm going to meet his demand. I can handle that. If he's not promoted within a month, I think he can become a free agent. Hiromo Kobayashi is really not worth looking at. Ernesto Machado, also very low. He's a center fielder, but he's not really, doesn't look like he's going to be very much help. Edwin Sanchez, again, not a lot of control. Paulo Oosting, he's got a solid profile here for a high minor league guy, a Dutch center fielder. So I'm going to see what he wants. He also wants a minor league with a major league option. That I'm gonna take a chance on that. I'm gonna offer him that. We'll see what happens. Now, another team may decide they want to offer him a major league deal. 27-year-old Sung-Ming Huang, and not bad potential here, but he wants a minor league contract. So he is what position? Right fielder. And he can play first base. He's got some defensive flexibility here. I'm just going to pass on him for a while. Okay, so the free agents have filed. Marcus Stroman is a free agent. I'm just curious what he would want. He wants $20 million. So he's going to be out of our price range. A lot of these guys are like George Springer. Man, George Springer is going to want a ton of money. He wants... not as much as I would think, but we don't have that much room to sign a guy like him. And Mookie Betts has opted out. He's a free agent again. He probably wants in the neighborhood of $30 million. Oh, yeah, 37 to 45 million. He is going to get some money. Corey Kluber is also going to want some money. Kluber wants... Oh, he's not that bad. Kluber's pretty good. He's 34, though. These are the guys they're still going to be out of our price range. So let's try to trade Tanner Roark. So let's head to our pitching staff, and we're going to go trade options. I'm going to shop player around, and we're looking for prospects, regulars. I don't want veterans. I want prospects, and I'm just going to go this. And we'll see who will take them without us taking any salary. I'm going to go with prospects. And nobody wants to give us anything for him. So we're going to try prospects and regulars, see if anybody will take the offer. We get 2 offers here for Tanner Roark. We have both offers include guys who are getting paid a lot. So, I mean, Yusei Kikuchi, 29, he's got, 1 more year, 2 more years, and a player option. And he was okay in Seattle, 1.5 WAR. And then we have Will Myers, who's got, $20 million a year on his contract. I have a feeling we might just have to eat some salary. Let's try to retain 10% of his salary and see what happens, if anything changes. We get a little bit of difference. We have Nate Eovaldi, we have Yasiel Sierra, a reliever who's making $7.5 million. He didn't pitch last year. He was in the minors and only pitched, not too bad. Pitched pretty well between AA and AAA. Still developing, but he's also on a $7.5 million contract. That's going to actually be less for us. Stuff-wise, I mean, he could be okay. He is a ground baller. And he could actually be okay. I mean, he's just a 1-star guy. I mean, Roark, again, I mean, I'm so unimpressed. Partially, they get more stars by number of pitches. So the big question becomes, do I just eat it? I think, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to eat that salary. So waiver wire, nobody's on the waiver wire. So for free agency, we're going to take a look at the free agent pool. Wrong one. So we're going to go here to the free agency pool, and we're going to start looking at starting pitchers. All right. Now, this is, lovely. A lot of these guys are injured. Anthony DeSclafani, he came up with the Blue Jays. He's not been bad. He pitched in the AL East, but that 35 movement is not something I want to see. Trevor Bauer is a free agent. Trevor Bauer is asking for multi-year deal, $19 million a year. Thank you, Trevor. You are out of our price range. Jake Odorizzi, not a bad year last year. 200 innings for Minnesota. Now, that's a more pitcher-friendly park than ours is, but that's not bad. Let's just see what he would like. 12, and that's escalating, and he's 30 years old. That's just not a good deal, especially long-term. Rick Porcello, last year, not great stats. Jose Quintana, last year, not bad. Not a lot of strikeouts. But his movement is better than someone like, Matt Shoemaker. And he was worth 3 WAR last year, and he wants $12.5 million. And he wants a long-term contract. Again, that's sort of the issue that I'm facing, is these long-term contracts. Zack Elfin is 26 and a free agent. He was very good in the minor leagues. He's the type of guy who you might be able to get a little cheaper. Now, the 40 movement isn't great, but he still has some upward potential. He was in AAA last year and had some good stats. He's definitely one of these buy low guys. He wants $1.1 million. I'm actually willing to add an extra year to that and make that 1.5 the year after. Make sure I count my zeros correctly. He's 26. I think that is going to be reasonable for us. So he's the type of guy. He's got some potential. He's definitely got a starter's profile here. Matt Boyd is a free agent. That's an interesting. He's also drafted by the Blue Jays. Let's see what he wants. Lefty. He only wants $1.9 million. Now that's probably going to go up. I'm just going to meet that demand and see what he says about that. Okay. The other thing we want to check for, and I'm sorry for leaving that screen, I want to look for a center fielder. And again, we don't have a lot of budget, so let's go for center field. Again, Mookie Betts, Anthony Alford. Again, he's got all of this, toolsiness, but he hasn't really put it together. Now, Jackie Bradley Jr., it could be okay, but again, I don't want more of the same of what I've got. Brett Gardner's 37. I don't want a 37-year-old. Billy Hamilton can't hit his way out of a paper bag. Juan Lagares did not hit in the major leagues. Jeff Hendricks, James Harris. Now, the problem with, the level of talent where we're at now is that the players here, if they're getting their stars from their defense, the issue is going to be, if they're getting the stars from defense, then they're not going to be much of a hitter. So that's the problem. Terry McClure, Paulo Oosting, I think we did offer him a contract. Yeah, we did. Okay, so really there's not much better than that available. So unfortunately, we have these 4 contracts offered. All right, we're going to simulate the day, and Thomas Hatch needs to be activated. He's still injured, though. Transaction, activate from injured list. All right, and let's go back home. Let's see if there were any mails. No. Okay. And we have a personal message. Brian Schneider agrees to a contract, which means we just have 1 minor league position outstanding. And we're still waiting to hear from Fidel Peña. And we have signed him. So now we have all of our minor league positions filled. Now we're waiting to hear back from free agents. And nothing here. Nothing to look at here. We're going to continue. I don't understand why we have to do this. Yeah, I want to autoplay. All right, so we're just going to wait a couple of days. So hopefully we're going to have some information. We have here, it just keeps going. So November 30th, we have winter meetings are starting on December the 9th. So we have a little while. And we have a trade proposal. So the White Sox here are offering us Ian Hamilton to the Blue Jays. So Ian Hamilton's 25-year-old righty. He's got a lot of potential. So big righty. He's going to be a bullpen guy. So he's not really a starter. That third pitch just is not good enough. He's making the minimum. He has parts of a couple of seasons in the major leagues. All right. They want Jordan Groshans and Otto Lopez. Our GM likes that. We're just going to discuss it a little bit. I don't mind getting him. I'm just wondering if we can do it without giving up Groshans. Let's see what they would want. They want an awful lot. So Jordan Groshans would be the best. I want to try to keep Groshans. I think I'm going to call it sentimental reasons. I'm going to reject that trade. I mean, it automatically gets rejected if you don't do anything. I do want to go to the free agency window and just see how our... Okay, so none of our contracts here are pending, or none of them have been decided. All right, another trade proposal. This one from Boston. They're offering Matt Barnes. So, starting pitcher, but not a lot of control. He's going to walk a bunch of guys. He's $9 million, and he's asking for and Thad Ward. He's a 23-year-old minor league pitcher. Not a ton of potential here. Decent stuff, but not quite developed. I don't want to take on that salary. I mean, they're not asking for much. They're willing to give us that for Reese McGuire, who really didn't hit well at all. But I don't want to take on that much salary. So thanks, but no thanks. If they want to take Tanner Roark, I'd be very happy. So here's our first contract negotiation update. He likes that offer. And now we can vote for the Hall of Fame. Just going to pause and take care of the Hall of Fame voting so you don't see me deliberating for half an hour. All right, so I've submitted the Hall of Fame ballot, and basically I was going with just a few guys. Clemens, Bonds. I'm definitely on the vote those guys into the Hall of Fame. And just checking here quickly just to see if there's been any movement on any of our free agents. I am going to go back to the free agency screen just to keep an eye here. So Tsutsumi likes our offer, and everybody is now favoring our offer. So that could actually be very nice, giving us some depth. We've received a personal message. Zack Elfin has signed a contract. That's great. I'm very happy. His wife apparently talked him into it, which is fine with me. I'm going to place him on the secondary roster, and I'm going to assign him to Toronto. Beautiful. So we have one of our guys, and we have a trade proposal here. They want Reese McGuire. Reese McGuire seems to be very in demand. So Chris Stratton, 30 years old, he's only making less than $1 million. Not the greatest stats, not the greatest of anything. He's kind of just, a guy and a minor leaguer with some very marginal potential for Reese McGuire. I mean, if Reese McGuire is getting, this much attention, I'm going to try shopping him. And let's see. So it looks like we're definitely getting a lot of action here. All right, here are the offers that we're getting. We're getting lots of guys from a lot of teams. A lot of people want him. Ryan Jeffers. Jeffers, a minor league catcher. Not bad defensive ability. Not bad offensive ability. He was in Rochester, spent most of his time in Pensacola. Not great numbers, didn't really distinguish himself. You've got Mike Zunino, Pavin Smith, a first baseman, Jake Cave. He's making a low salary, didn't hit much in the major leagues. Very little contact potential, lots of gap power. So in the major leagues, he's actually done better in the past. 8 home runs in 2019. And that's actually not bad. He doesn't have a lot of speed. So we're going to put that one in the maybe pile. Remember, we're looking for, fairly decent starters. Dansby Swanson, former first overall pick. They're offering him to us. He's a $4 million guy. But again, we do have lots of middle infielders. I'm not too worried about that position. He's making $4 million. I'm not sure why the Atlanta Braves think that Dansby Swanson is, fair trade for Reese McGuire. Hunter Harvey, again, not much, he didn't pitch a lot. John Means, Baltimore is offering Kevius Sampson. Richard Urania, former Blue Jay, not much on the offensive side. UNCL Diaz. Now this could be interesting. He's a young guy, not making a lot. Some power, good on base potential. 330 OBP. He had a 101 OPS plus and decent position. Again, not a lot of speed. Again, he's another guy of possibility. Where they're offering us Xander Bogaerts for Reese McGuire straight up. $20 million a year for Bogaerts, though, for 6 more years. But that's a very interesting offer. Jose Peraza. is another very interesting offer. Now, he's not making nearly as much money. He is younger, but the eye potential, I think he's got to hit, for a really high number there. Tanner Houck. He's an interesting guy. In AAA, not great numbers for Houck. So we got Michael Kopech on the table here for the Chicago White Sox. Great stuff here. He's a hard throwing righty. That scouting accuracy though is very low. Nomar Mazara, right fielder, comes with a big price tag though. Carlos Rodon has been pitching, I think, mostly in the bullpen. All right, so I've taken a look through some of the offers here. The best ones that I've seen were here. Cal Quantrill is potentially a really nice pitcher. Canadian boy, son of former Blue Jay Paul Quantrill. He got a chance in the major leagues in 2019, but spent 2020 in AAA at El Paso in a tough league on pitchers, and that's actually really solid. I do like that control, and he's got some room to grow as well, but he's starting to get into that, should be peaking. So that's the one guy, one pitcher that I'm really intrigued by. The others were center fielders, and one was, it was not Brett Phillips. It was, let's find him. So I'm not opposed to someone like Alberto Almora, but again, I want somebody who's going to get on base and really produce at the major league level right away. And Kevin Kiermaier obviously would, but again, I don't want to take on that salary. Yusniel Diaz, on the other hand, I really like this eye discipline, and he's got some pop. So he's one guy that I'm looking at. He's 24. The one drawback, I mean, the defense isn't bad. So Yusniel Diaz was one of the guys. Jake Cave was the other. And Diaz is much younger and has, I think, the 45, I think, is this potential for offense. Yeah, he's at a 45 now. So they're about the same. Jake Cave offers more power. And I'm just going to check out Cave's power. Slightly more gap power. And about the same in terms of defense. So if it's all equal, I'm probably going to go with Diaz being younger, a little bit more growth here, a little bit of speed, and I think that's what I'm going to do. He's just sort of reaching the major leagues now. So I think I can handle Yusniel Diaz, and I think we need outfielders more than we need somebody who is someone like a starting pitcher, where we do have some guys, and we've got some free agent offers out there. I'm also going to see about prospects here. Where is the prospects there? I'm going to have to go up. I'm just curious if they're going to give me anything as a throw-in. Kyle Brandish. He could be a throw-in. Let's see if they'll throw him in. Okay, so Kyle Brandish is definitely a possibility. What about Cam Brown? Cam Brown's younger. More potential here on the side, but he is a fly ball pitcher. Cam Brown we looked at. Brandish, there is more potential, but he's closer to being developed. He's 24. That's a little concerning. If he's 24 and not really reaching that that place, I'm a little bit concerned. So here's a 21-year-old in Grayson Rodriguez. I love the K per 9. He does have the pitches to be a starter. That movement will be in satisfactory range when it matures, and he's only 21. So we're going to get rid of him. We're going to try Grayson Rodriguez, see if they'll do that. and they don't want that. They're against that. Interesting. Eric V. Celandonio was a former Blue Jay, and now he's like a 3-star, 2.5-star guy. All right, so I think Kyle Brandish or Cam Brown are going to be our... Yeah, I'm going to go with Brandish. Brandish is a bit better in terms of potential for movement. So we're going to do this. We're going to get a center fielder. We're going to get a pitching prospect. And I think McGuire is very highly regarded, but I don't think we're going to get much better than this. So let's complete the trade. And that is that for the trade. And the winter meetings started, so I'm just going to put a pause there. We're going to get ready for the Rule 5 draft. So that's another big thing that we're going to have to do. We're going to do that in our next sim, and we're going to put Yusniel Diaz on our active roster. And our 40 man is at 39. So getting ready for the Rule 5 draft, we're actually going to have to do something where we move some guys off the 40 man roster. So we're going to have to make some of those types of decisions. All right, so that is all for today. Thanks for joining me at JayBlue, as I'm JayBlue, at Jays From Away on Twitter, and thanks to GM Games for hosting us. So we continue with the off-season in the next sim. Thanks for joining us.